Since the first Grand Prix in 1950, Formula One has seen 171 teams come and go, with Ferrari being the single permanent fixture on the grid. In today's world, where the sport is more popular than ever, possible new teams are becoming more interested. Andretti appears to be the front-runner to enter Formula One in the near future, with the 2024 season being their target. Would it be possible for this bid to go through? Why are other Formula One teams pushing against this move? Let's find out all about it. Meanwhile, billionaire Calvin Lowe has expressed interest, and Porsche and Honda may choose to join as constructors rather than just engine suppliers. Like Andretti, they still have a very long way to go before that happens. A number of challenges are waiting for these potential competitors if they decide to go through with their bid. It's not easy to build a Formula One team. To enter Formula One, a new team must first apply for a license from the FIA and pay a $200 million entry fee. The application for the next season must be received between October 21st and November 1st of that year. If their bid is accepted, the team must construct a car that exactly matches FIA specifications and name 2 drivers to represent the racing family. Once all this is done, the team will be permitted to compete in the Formula One competition. If that's where it ended, almost everyone would have a Formula One team. Once a potential F1 team has applied for a license, the FIA must review it. The FIA reviews all applications and decides whether to accept or reject them. To determine who will compete, the FIA evaluates if the bidder has the necessary facilities, financial and human resources, expertise, technical aptitude, and sufficient maintenance capacity. Once the team has met all of the FIA's requirements, the next phase is for the team to design and build a car that meets all of the governing body's technical and safety regulations. The team is ready to participate if it passes the rigorous exams involved in this process. What will be the impact of the FIA statements? FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem recently appeared to open the door for new F1 teams by introducing the expressions of interest procedure. This procedure's specifics are unknown. However, it would aim to make admittance easier for potential teams. Additionally, bin Sulayem noted that he was pleased with the news regarding the Andretti-Cadillac alliance, and he emphasized that the FIA will continue to debate the anticipated new procedure. This can only be good news for new potential candidates who want to put an F1 team on the grid but are constrained by regulations. Article 8.6 of the sporting regulations for 2023 describes that a maximum of 26 cars are allowed on the grid, with a maximum number of 2 per team. Should it become easier for new F1 teams to make their entry in the coming years, interested parties will have to hurry it up, especially if Andretti submits its application to the FIA by the end of 2023. Team owner Michael Andretti has been urging the FIA, F1's governing body, to increase the 20-car grid, despite having a failed 2021 bid to purchase Sauber and opposition from the other F1 teams who say that an 11th team would dilute their income. Following the announcement by FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem that new teams can join the grid, a collaboration between one of America's most successful racing teams and its biggest automobile company has been announced. Andretti would have its headquarters in Indiana, while General Motors would be its engine and manufacturing partner, with General Motors brand Cadillac being included in the entry. Andretti Cadillac Racing would be the name of the team. The prospective team would initially obtain a power unit supply from another engine manufacturer, but as part of a collaboration, both Andretti and Cadillac are slated to contribute technical support. For now, it's not certain that there will be no new entrants before 2026, and there are other interested parties in F1 other than Andretti. Both F1 and the FIA must approve any new entrant request. Bin Sulayem, the FIA president, expressed his delight at receiving interest from 2 great brands, General Motors Cadillac and Andretti Global. He guarantees that any expression of interest form will adhere to stringent FIA protocol and take several months. In spite of this, Andretti himself seems to think he has a very strong chance of winning the bid. So, what gives him that kind of confidence? Well, Andretti is now bringing one of the biggest manufacturers in the world with them in the form of General Motors and Cadillac. They felt that was the one box that they didn't have checked. Well, they have it checked now. Andretti believes his team will provide fantastic support to Formula One, which is difficult to argue with. Formula One answered quickly in the same tone it's used since Andretti began agitating for expansion, stating that it has other parties interested in entering the series and that Andretti is simply the most visible. He definitely is a shining candidate. Mario Andretti, Michael's father, won the Formula One World Championship in 1978. Having that kind of family tie to Formula One might be the extra chip he needs to get through. Despite Formula One's remark, Andretti believes Andretti Global remains the best candidate. He admitted that F1 had not disclosed the names of the other interested parties with him. The reaction to the news has been mixed so far. The FIA president even had to go as far as talking about the unexpected negative responses to Andretti's bid. Bin Sulayem tweeted his condemnation of individuals who are not in favor of new teams from emerging markets without specifying who he was referring to or what the issue was. He expressed surprise at the negative reactions to the Cadillac and Andretti news. He also discussed how the FIA has allowed participation from smaller, successful organizations in recent years. Prospective entrants from international manufacturers such as General Motors and thoroughbred racers such as Andretti and others should be encouraged by Formula One. It could even go a very long way as interest from teams in emerging markets diversifies and broadens Formula One's appeal. The disagreement is set to stem from Formula One's early concern about expanding the grid beyond 10 teams. Under the new Concord Agreement, each new entrant must now pay $200 million entry fee, which will be shared among existing clubs in order to secure their profits. F1 has not had a new team since Haas joined the grid in 2016, although it is thought that a number of parties are interested in entering the field in the future. The procedure for Andretti and Cadillac to join the grid will require support of F1 and the current teams, of which only two have publicly supported Andretti's ambitions due to financial concerns. Andretti has been loud about wanting to field an American driver in one of its seats since initially discussing ambitions to join the F1 grid. He talks especially about Colton Herta, who drives for Andretti Autosport in IndyCar. When asked if the goal was still to give Herta one of the seats, Andretti stated that he does have a plan to have an American driver. I believe you all know who's in charge of that one. Colton is currently under contract with IndyCar. Andretti wants to make this an all-American effort, so he will do all he can to ensure that an American driver is in the driver's seat. Herta, who missed out on an F1 ticket this year due to a lack of super license points, would be the favorite to drive the Andretti car. Formula One's global appeal is spreading, as proven by the record 24-race calendar this year, which includes 3 races in the United States for the first time, with Las Vegas joining Austin and Miami. Bin Sulayem, who took over as FIA president at the beginning of the year, has invited interested parties to express their interest. Audi has announced their participation in Formula One in 2026 when new regulations take effect. They will, however, be effectively replacing Sauber and Alfa Romeo on the grid. Porsche is also seeking a partnership with current world champions Red Bull, but talks fell down last summer. The 2023 season, which now has a mid-April slot to fill due to the cancellation of the Chinese Grand Prix, kicks off on March 5th in Bahrain. We're all definitely excited to see how this amazing season will turn out. Do you think Andretti should join Formula One? Let us know what you think in the comments.